This is my new BMW HP4 Carbon. What we're going to do today is we're just going to change some bits on it. Now, it is called the HP4 Carbon, and there's a reason for that. There's a lot of carbon fibre on the machine itself. You've got the carbon fibre belly pan, which the standard HP4 doesn't come with. You've got carbon on this side piece here. You've got carbon on the tank covers on here. But quite surprised to find that they haven't put a carbon front mud guard on here, but it does look nice in those colours. And they haven't put a carbon rear hugger and chain guard either. It's just the standard plastic one. And also, what they don't do is the air intake on the front. That doesn't come in carbon either. So what I've done, I've bought some bits today to fit to the bike. So I've got the rear hugger there with chain guard, all one piece, and I've also got the front air intake as well. Now, as you can see, the bags behind, they came in these bags from Illenberger. I'll tell you where to get these for a very good price in the UK by a guy called Nigel, and the company is called Sandbar. It should be coming up on the screen now, so you can get in touch with Nigel directly on his website, and or you can call him on his phone and order these parts yourself. But what we're going to do is going to show you how to fit this front air intake. I did fit one to my old S1000RR, which is on a 2011 model, and I kind of like it, so I thought I'm going to fit it to my HP4 now as well. So here we go. Right, the old rear hugger is now off, and the chain guard, as you can see, it's two separate pieces. It's only 5 screws that hold it all on. You've got 3 locating screws on the back rear swing arm there, and on the chain guard you get one just here, which goes in that hole there, and another one here. Now, to get to this one, it's easier if you take off the heel plate on the peg, so you can get to it. So I've taken that off. Be careful when you take this off, because if you look very closely, you've got a plastic washer behind on both sides of the heel plate, and if you saw me doing this earlier, obviously I've got no one holding the camera while I'm doing it. I dropped one of the washers inside the belly pan, which took me about 10 minutes to retrieve. So be really careful when you take those nuts off, that you don't drop both of the rubber washers. One thing I would say is when you put the new rear hugger and chain guard on, as you can see, as I offer it up to the bike, the new fitting goes there, but it doesn't have a piece that runs through like the old one. With the old piece, it runs through and it mounts just here behind the heel plate. Now, obviously you don't need that part anymore. However, I just think it looks a little bit unfinished. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a hacksaw, and I'm going to saw this end piece off. It sounds like a bit of a cowboy job, but you're not going to see where the cut is. It's literally going to, where I'm going to cut it is literally going to finish off behind here where you can't see. It's just so it looks a bit more finished off, so you've still got the original plastic bit there with the screw in place. Otherwise it looks a bit unfinished like this, I think you'll agree. So there you go, I've hacksawed that end piece off, and I'm literally just going to pop that straight back in behind there again and screw it in place, so it looks nice and finished. And there it is now with the heel guard back in place as well, so it just all looks nice and finished, as I said beforehand, rather than leaving it as it was. Now I'm just going to put the mounting screws on the rear hugger so it's all nice and stable. Back in a minute. Okay, and there it is, all fitted on the rear hugger. Doesn't that look so much better? Just give an all-round view of it. So all the cables it put in place underneath the little cover on the side of it. It's a slightly different shaped hugger as well. It's a little bit longer. It comes over the back tire a bit longer than the original. If you look at the original, quite stubby. This is a little bit longer, a bit more of a sporty line to it. So now let's fit the air intake on the front. What we're aiming to do is to take out this original air intake and replace it with this one here. So I think on first appearances you assume it's just a very small piece which fits inside here, but it's actually quite a lot of stuff. Screws that hold it in. Now, with previous experience of fitting one of these in the past, it took me about 5 hours, and here are the pictures of the mess I got myself into on my old bike. But what we're going to do with this one, there's a link below on the description which will take you to another YouTube video. Nothing to do with me at all. It's from Hot Bodies, showing you how to change your headlights or how to put new headlight covers on. But the girl on there, she actually shows how to take the whole front nose off very, very quickly. So very few screws to take off. Basically what I'm going to do is take this whole front nose off without touching the side fairings at all, like I did in the last time I did this. Whole front nose is going to come off, and I'm going to change this piece in my lap, probably indoors or something on a rug, so it's not going to get scratched or anything. So back in a minute and you'll see the finished product. Okay, I know this looks really bad, but this literally took about 6 minutes to take the fronts off, and there's the front there on the floor. Now I can take this indoors and get lots of cushions and blankets around it, so there's no risk of scratching it as I actually change the air intake. But it's much easier this way, and like I said, look at the link below which takes you to a YouTube page with regards to putting headlamp covers on your S1000RR, and she demonstrates much better than I do of how to take the front nose off in literally 6-7 minutes. Okay, there's the old one, it's now off, and now there's the new one in place. Much better. That's taken me around about an hour to fit that nose piece. And now she's just that extra little bit special. HP4 carbon with a bit of extra carbon.